Jessica Seriano from Central Florida USA, or she's the Central Florida USA Softball Director, but also part of Tier 1, so forging two partnerships there. But I believe it's your first time on Sports Central, so welcome.
It is, yes.
Wow.
Thank you very much for having me.
Absolutely.
At least you got the A-team for this.
Yeah, you,
All right.
you didn't have to deal with Mark and Jack. So.
Well, I appreciate that.
Well, we were talking with Rob in the previous segment about the investment side of things, and of course the investments at Lake Myrtle, the investments at the Chain of Lakes and Northeast Regional Park. But Tier 1 was actually able to be the first group out of the gate at the new Bartow softball complex. Talk about that event last fall and what that complex and that partnership between the county and the city of Bartow has meant, because it looks completely different than what it used to be.
Oh, it sure does. I coached for many years, previously when it was the old complex. So when I heard I was going to be placed there, I'm like, okay. And then I came back and I'm like, all right, I can do this. The fields are fantastic. The crew there is amazing. I'm super fortunate. I felt really privileged to be given the opportunity to be the first event on those new fields, be able to promote my Tier 1 showcases on these new, beautiful laid grass. We had some rain, so I was like, "Ew, are we gonna mess these up?" But they held up. It's fantastic what they did there, and I was really fortunate with the partnership of Polk County and Visit Central Florida Sports to be able to be out there and kick it off.
So let's clarify, because we're talking about two brands, USA Softball, which we have a national partnership with, and we've hosted numerous events, including the 2020 kickoff to the Olympic Tour. Mm-hmm. And then it happened again in 21 because of obviously the Olympics being postponed. But talk about Tier 1 first. What is that organization? And then how is Tier 1 now partnered with USA Softball?
Right. So Tier 1 Fast Pitch of Florida, it's a showcase event where I run here to get girls noticed for college. We do it a little differently than what I experienced when I was coaching, where the coaches are behind the fence and they're trying to, like, you're nervous, you're up to bat. We put them on the field with them. We let the coaches talk with the girls. They're helping coach. So it really gives them the opportunity to see what's that college coach's coaching style, but also the college coaches is, how's this player on the field? How are they with their teammates? So it's more hands-on. It gives more of a opportunity for both the player and the coach to see if they're the right fit. And that's what Tier 1's all about. It's all about these girls, helping them get to that next level and to play in college and get that right fit for them. And that's where I've branched into then USA Softball. Back in 2020 when I was brought on to open Tier 1 of Florida, and then just the partnership that I built with USA, and they came to me recently and were like, hey, run USA Softball Florida for us. And I was like, okay. Very thankful that they trust me with that high leadership position, and I'm looking forward to building it up back in Florida and getting our tournaments, what I remember playing in and having my girls play in back in Florida, and really getting back on the map.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and USA Softball Junior Olympic Cup is one event that is part of that. It's in Polk County. Yes. So talk about that event, how big it is for USA Softball specifically.
So USA Softball, the JO Cup is I would say one of the largest events. It brings together elite teams from across the nation to play in one competitive environment. I think a lot of girls think like, after high school I might be done, or after college I might be done, and this is a way to kind of bridge that gap and let them see there are opportunities after college if you want to put in the work. It's coming at a great time where we're heading back into the Olympic cycle, where 2028 we're in LA, softball's back. Super excited about that, but it allows these girls to interact. This year we're bringing USA Softball players in to help coach those teams, giving them a unique experience and just something that they won't get anywhere else at that high elite level.
Well, it doesn't just stop there. It's certainly part of it. But if you're wondering why would Polk County partner with USA Softball, as you mentioned, LA 2028 coming in, all those international teams coming over and training. They want to be in the U.S. They want to play the competition that they're going to play. So those international scrimmages and tournaments and things like that. We've hosted numerous international teams in here in Polk County. But that brand, that co-branding, we see the power of sports all the time and marketing efforts. But oh wow, they partner with USA Softball. These are really good facilities, we should take our event there. And the second part of that is, you were talking about how you put the coaches on the field. A lot of people can run fast, a lot of people can throw hard, but finding that right fit. You mentioned that. Talk about that a little bit more, because us that are older now can talk about grades and now understand that what our parents said was exactly right, but fitting in relationships, and it doesn't have to be Division I. There's multiple levels of college athletics, and with the transfer portal now, you might start at one place and then end up somewhere else. So talk how that has changed.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think going in, people think like, oh, sports, I'm skilled, I can do this. It's more about than sports. It's about being a good person. And I think a lot of coaches now are seeing that more and more. Like, we want good people on our team. That's what's going to build our team and help make it the best it can be. And that's the opportunity with the coaches being on the field, really lets them see that. How are they encouraging their teammates? How are they talking when they make a mistake? How are they recouping? Being on the field, they can really see the full picture. They can hear it in what's going on. And I think that's helping them recruit the right people for their team. And you mentioned the transfer portal. I think it's exploded and there's girls in the transfer portal everywhere. I think Tier 1 tournaments can help, reduce that. Not saying that, you shouldn't change, but try to go in with the right fit in the beginning, and finish out your 2 years if you're JUCO, or your 4 years if you're playing a 4-year college. And I just think that being with the coaches on the field, it really allows for that benefit for both sides of the game. It's a win-win.
Real quick, we got about a minute and a half here. If we could, is there a website that they could go to or get more information?
Totally.
Maybe how to get into these
Yes.
events?
Of course, right?
So there's a few. You can go to Tier 1 Fast Pitch of Florida, tier1fastpitch.com. That's going to give all of the tournaments and showcases, but I also list them all on usasoftballflorida.com as well. Since we are a partnership, we're kind of powering together to make all of the events great, whether they're tournaments or showcases.
That's awesome.
Yeah. No.
And real quick, like Neal said, we only have about a minute, but talk about your background. Obviously, you're very passionate about this, and you're wearing a couple different hats within the realm of major softball organizations. So, obviously, softball player, or what's your?
Not at a high level,
No.
but I love the sport.
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough to coach my daughter through the sport, and she's a college player. So I just, grew up loving that and had the opportunity to step into a leadership role. And the event planning space was kind of like my sweet spot, and then adding softball to it, it was just
awesome.
exactly what I wanted to do with my life. So it was perfect.
Well, Jessica, thank you so much. Looking
Thank
forward
you.
to more Tier 1 events and USA Softball powered by Tier 1. So
Absolutely.
we're looking forward to that. Thank you so much for the events
you,
you're
guys. I
bringing to Polk
appreciate it.
County.